What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 147 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about Flash Gordon, The Secret History of Mongo. This is an anthology miniseries that came from a company that I have never heard of before called Arden Entertainment. And it's funny because there's a Flash Gordon character named Dale Arden, and I'm curious if this company was formed just to do this miniseries because this was put out on the 75th anniversary of Flash Gordon. And so I'm kind of thinking that they put together this company called Arden Entertainment after Dale Arden just so that they could do this book, because I have never seen another comic book or anything from Arden Entertainment. But this is a very interesting story. I enjoyed this quite a bit, considering it's from a group of creators that I've never heard of before. A company that I've never heard of before. I enjoyed this a lot. This is a story about some of the other characters in Flash Gordon that are not necessarily the main characters. Even though Flash Gordon himself is plastered on the cover of this book, he is barely in it. So if you like the world of Flash Gordon, if you like the aesthetic, if you like some of the supporting characters, but you don't like Flash Gordon himself, this is the book for you. We see him at the very beginning of the book. He finds this MacGuffin machine that tells him different stories of Mongo. We get to see a story of one of the Hawkmen. We get to see a story of the princess when she was a little girl, and we get to see one of my favorite Flash Gordon stories ever, a story of Ming the Merciless when he was a little boy. And if we could see a mini-series or an ongoing series about Ming the Merciless based on how he is portrayed here with this backstory, I would be one happy camper. I would really love that. I think that would be really awesome. This story, this whole book is really good. It's got some inconsistent art because each story is by a different artist, but I won't say that any of the art is bad. But if you're like me and sometimes you wish that an entire trade paperback was by one artist, you might be a little disappointed. It doesn't bother me as much here since each story is going to feel tonally different from the others. So I don't mind when it's an anthology that you have different artists doing each story. But I like all the artwork here, even though it's all very different. Some of it is rendered very differently. You've got art that's very cartoony, and then you've got art that looks a lot more like a typical fantasy story, but all of it is pretty good in my opinion. And overall, I think this is a story that you should check out if you're a Flash Gordon fan. I would say that this is something that slipped under the radar for a lot of people. So if you are a huge Flash Gordon fan and you've never heard of this, or if you've never read any Flash Gordon and you just want to see what this franchise is about, what the character and the world of Flash Gordon is about, maybe not the character, but the world of Flash Gordon anyway, I would recommend this to people who've never read any Flash Gordon also. I think it's worth reading for just about anybody. So those are my brief thoughts on Flash Gordon, The Secret History of Mongo. I hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow with a different video. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.